Tell me what it says.
Can we kick off? What's the hardest thing about playing an alien just in general?
Playing an alien?
Yeah.
Well, it would depend on which show. Are you talking about a specific show or
Any of them.
just anything? The hardest part is going back to being a human again, I think. Because when I'm an alien, usually I speak like this. And then I have to go back to this voice, which is just kind of flat and boring. And,
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's it.
So with that then, do you find it kind of sticks in your kind of vernacular that when you have used different voices to your own natural voice for such a long time in one go, do you find it creeps into your home life sometimes, or are you able to kind of go back into your own?
No, it's pretty easy. I mean, a voice like that, if I have to do it for a long time, really does a job on my vocal cords. But I can usually sessions for, like cartoon sessions, are about 4 hours. And there's a couple of breaks in there too, but the hardest one I did was for a series called Ben 10.
Yeah.
And I played Forearms. And Forearms was like this. He had just gargled glass. Aye. And that was the toughest one to do. And everybody else in the room would be there like, how do you make that noise? And I told them you have to gargle with glass. And that keeps the competition down.
I read for that role.
Did you?
It's Ben 10 Forearms, right? Yeah. I did not get it. I was not willing to gargle glass. And now I know why.
Yeah.
Can't even get close to that kind of thing.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. It's been about 10 years since the very first Uncharted game. Do you have any idea how popular the game series would be in terms of video games?
Yes, of course. Right off the bat, we knew it was going to be a huge hit. Went and bought a house, several cars.
Lost them all.
No. The best way to answer that is there's no such thing as Uncharted 1.
Yeah.
It was Drake's fortune, and we had no idea. I think I'd never done motion. I'd done some motion capture, but we've never done anything that was as theatric. It's so theatrical. That is as sort of, in terms of the narrative storytelling that game really kind of introduced. So it was pretty amazing.
When I auditioned for Sully for that, I went into the room with the director and he started telling me, all the games that I'd done, I'd never done motion capture. I didn't know what motion capture was. And I'd just done, for the games, just standing in front of a mic and reading the lines. And he said, okay, you're going to start here, and as you do this, you're going to move over to here. I said, wait. What are you talking about? He said, well, this is the game. It's motion capture. Motion what? And he told me, and I went and I did it. I just felt I was completely off balance, and walked out and said, "Oh, there goes that one. Forget it." And when I got the call that I had a callback, I was probably more surprised than anybody. And when we first met at my second audition, and they were auditioning the both of us together, none of us had any idea. And when we started the game with you and I and Emily, it was, we're going to do this. This is going to be a hell of an adventure. We're going to have a lot of fun, but that's it.
I remember the first scene that we did in that game was where Sully lands the plane, and they had built out of plywood. Like I remember they had the door, and he had it originally had a cigar, and then he would chew on it half the day. It was getting wet. And he goes, "This is awful," and it ended up being just a yellow Sharpie.
Yeah,
that was Sully's cigar.
Yeah.
But I remember just saying, "Wow, they made a set. We have to kind of go through." It felt like playing. Like a kid, like it was a clubhouse, and you're just pretending to float in the water. It was great.
Yeah.
You were their fourth choice.
Well,
I was their third.
2 of them died mysteriously, and the other...
Funny thing about the story, real quick about that audition, though, I don't remember this, but Emily Rose, who played Elena, was just there as a reader, helping them decide who, and then she kept reading with us, and they were like, she should be Elena. So that's how that came about. But we told that story last year when she was here.
Oh.
I just keep bringing it
Well, I wasn't here, so...
Yeah, we know.
Didn't matter, and nobody... Never mind. I'm sorry, yes.
So for Nolan, obviously you've taken the role of Blaze from Blaze and the Monster Machines.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to a real-life monster truck rally/show? And if so, what was the best bit?
I have not. I've seen them. They're nothing like the Nickelodeon show. They can't talk.
What?
No, they really, in real life, they can't talk. Hell, the drivers can barely talk. No, I'm kidding. No, I haven't. But you know that show is one of my favorites. I've done a lot of silly things. I've done a lot of let's say R-rated things. Puerile would be a good word. Dirty is what I'm saying. And to do something, I have 2 sons, 18 and 15 now, but there's nothing like Blaze existed when they were younger. And to have something that, you know, I meet a lot of parents now and having their kids watch that show. And we just got picked up for a 5th season, too, which is great. I wish they had told me that I had to sing a song in every episode.
Because when you audition, when you're up here and you're registered, and then they want you to sing.
You know, you get to a certain age, and not till about 11 o'clock in the morning does my voice leave this kind of area. I sound like Gary Busey on a bender. You know, hey, there ain't more coffee. You ever been in a barn? Stuff like that. Just Peter Fonda's my personal Jesus. These are things Gary Busey would say. I don't know where I'm going with this. I love doing Blaze. I hope they run it forever. It has been a joy. Maybe I should go check out a monster truck. That would be like a big truck pull. I've seen them. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know who wins. I think isn't it when like somebody, if it flips over and it's on its back and then they're out? I don't know. Tires and dirt. I don't know what to say. Yes.
Question for both of you. What is your favourite moment in the Uncharted series that stuck out for you personally?
Wow.
So many.
There
He can't remember.
I can't remember anything. Where are we?
We're in London, Pop. No. Well, we were talking at dinner the other night about. There's so many moments, but in Uncharted 3, we had a lot of fun with Graham McTavish, who's very, very good friends of ours, and there's the one where he's going through the Cutter's, McTavish's character Cutter is starting to hallucinate. No, it's before he hallucinates. Yeah, we're going through a cavern. He doesn't like tight spaces.
He doesn't like tight spaces.
And they just start. He just goes, "Lead on, McDuff." And Graham, who's Shakespearean trained, he goes, "Lay on, McDuff." And they go away. He goes, "What? What do you say?" He says, "Lay on." It's like, and they have this little argument, and I'm the first one through, and finally I get out the other end, and they come out. And we did it a bunch of times, and on the last take, I think they just looked at me when they got out, and I went, "Who's McDuff?" And he started laughing, and then Graham said one of my favorite lines, and they kept it in. He goes, "Is there no bottom to your ignorance?" And he laughed, and they walked off, and it was supposed to be end right there. Or I was like, "Come on, follow me," just with like a typical thing. And I think those moments are what made Uncharted so special, because they would leave that kind of stuff in. It literally, we were supposed to get out, and I'd be like, "Come on, this way." Instead, it was like, "Who's McDuff?" And just then they walked off, and then my character, obviously the player character, stayed there. And so the fact that they would give us the freedom to change things like that. There were a number of things I can't even tell you about. You all want to know, but you don't.
Best you don't have it in your head.
Right?
It's the kind of thing that will keep you up nights.
Oh, sorry, I was late. Can I give 2?
We've got some coming in.
They're not that important.
He's so inspirational for so many fans. What do you both think
about people cosplaying your characters?
Cosplay?
Cosplay.
Yes. So costume play.
People actually cosplay Sully?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Really?
Men and women. I've seen it. It's great.
Can I play?
Did it for 10 years. Let somebody else have a chance.
Should
I
do
think,
for more years.
I think it's great. I always enjoy whenever I come to a con to see people, men and women dressed as the character. I've seen the whole group. I've seen I don't like the Nates when they have too much blood. Kind of freaks me out. It's just like, hey, you must have been a terrible player if your character's like that. So I enjoy it. I've seen like a husband, boyfriend, girlfriend or something, and then the guy is Elena, he's Nate. They switch. I still haven't seen 4 people do the 4 Nates from the different games. And if you're doing Uncharted 4, don't wear the ring. He lost that in 3. Because that's the last one.
We're talking about kind of favourite TV shows. One of mine at the moment, if we're going to call it a show, is Retro Replays.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm really enjoying. You look like you are too, watching
yeah.
it. Is that something we can expect to go on for a long time? Have you enjoyed discussing? Is there an end to it?
It depends if the people in this room start getting the word out to get subscribers. It's free. Free. We should charge. Actually, I should probably start charging, and then it'll. No, we absolutely. Troy and I love it. I think we're going to try to bring. We brought it live to Manchester and Glasgow, and we're probably hoping to bring it live to the MCM shows next year, London as well. We love it so much. We have so much fun. And like last night, I was up, and Troy's, and I don't even know where he is in the world right now.
Argentina.
I think he's in Argentina. He's heading there. But we were live chatting during the episode. Fans love that. But building that community is really become something that we love to do. And the more followers, then these advertisers start getting into the mix, and that gives you money. Not for me. We don't make anything off it. But
I do.
Oddly enough. But the thing is, that allows us to hire more editors, do more things, to get more promos, to do those things. And so as that grows, then we want to keep going.
Is there a game that you like particularly? Is there a biggie that you've still got to play that you think, I can't wait to play that on the stream, on the show?
Oh, there's a couple, but I can't tell you because
No.
we're gonna go, and we're taking it live with podcasts soon to Twitch and other surprises. So get everyone, send the word out of Retro Replay, please, so we can do it for years to come.
Can you, I'm going out live on Twitter right now. Can you just say hi to people?
Hi to people.
Hi, people.
Hi, tweet, watch Retro Replay, and show Sully some love.
And
He needs
call Sony and tell them Uncharted 5 really needs to be done.
Don't have that much of a pull on social media.
Uncharted 5, Sully's casket.
Thank you.